I figure I got it, and it takes off, and it lands about this, from here to that wall out in the neighbor's field, and then about the length of this building out into his flax field. Does anybody know what the first thing I did was? Pardon? I looked both ways to see if a neighbor was watching. Yeah, it was a learning experience, so I went home and I built this thing to carry my pigtails up here in front of me. I haven't had that happen since. Okay? And I put notches in my reel here, so when you hang it here and it gets windy, it twists, and sometimes it'll twist around and the wire will get hooked up in there and it'll wear it out and it'll bust. So I put these notches on these reels and it hangs square. The next one hang it, or show it right there, okay, next one. See, it hangs square with the fence and doesn't twist, okay. This is why I got a RTV now, so I'm fixing up the same idea for this, and I'm putting this out here to keep going. I've got this one fixed up in front of me, okay. And I've also fixed this one up. I'm working on it, and I think I'm going to put a rod along here so they can't swing in and hit the tires. But I have this so it hangs down like this, so they keep coming down to me when I want to put them in, and then when I go to pick them up, I move this up so they bounce and go back down this way so that it loads itself, okay? And when you pick your pigtails up, see this pigtail here, it goes like this and turns out. You always drive up this side, because when you go do that, you just drive along, pull it out and turn your wrist and it drops on the ground. If not, you'll have a learning experience, and if you've got power in it, you will find out, okay? But that's the quickest way to teach a new guy how to fence. Put electricity in it, and he'll figure out the quickest way to do it the best. This is my salt container. I put salt in this end and salt and mineral in this end, and vice versa, one or the other. And when I first started this, when my soil wasn't healthy, I was using 3 pallets of salt and 3 of mineral. This year I used 3 of salt, and I've got 29 bags of mineral left off of, and I only used I bought 1 pallet of mineral, and I've got 29 bags left. They will not eat, after they're there for a month or so, they will not eat mineral. It's just because it's coming through the grass. And I had a good mineral cycle going with my grass and that, so it cuts the cost there. Okay? That was catching on the wire, so I put that on to deflect the wire. Okay? This is on the tractor, so you don't have to get off the tractor and do any gates. Okay? Just takes it underneath the tractor and keep going. Goes out the back. Okay. Yeah, we've seen this bale grease. Okay, this here is the airplane cable, and this is the big one, but they pretty well quit making these, and they're making smaller ones that you can run with a cordless drill and reel up. You can put about 4,000 feet on this and reel it up with a cordless drill. Okay, keep going. Yeah, you've seen these. Yeah, just keep flying through this one. Look, that's a wire roll for rolling up my barbed wire. I don't use it anymore. I don't have more barbed wire left. I took the last down this year. I left it up for 100 feet of it just to remind me what I used to go through. This one was built for the more mature farmer. It's got the seat on there. Okay. You guys ever use these guns for treating animals? That's arrow is filled with air, and see that little plunger there? It goes in, and then that pushes out and releases the air, and the air pushes the plunger down, and then when it gets to the end, it pushes it out of the cup. Well, if this is on top and this is on the bottom, it will stick in the animal. Go to the next one. Keep going. Okay. If this is on top and this is on top, when it falls down, it puts all the pressure on the right here, and it pops it out of the animal. So you've got to make sure when you hook it together, okay? And this is my tomcat. See this here, this could be the big pail, and you have a soup tin for this, but you run through the center, that's a piece of hard tensile wire going through for an axle going through, and you just put a board up here and put preferably chunky peanut butter, it's a way to get rid of it, and you put it on there, and they'll jump onto that, and you put water in the bottom. There's no poison for the kids to get into, and they just drop down there and around. That's my English mousetrap. An Englishman showed me that.
Basketball court.
Okay? And this is my Meals on Wheels, or my Lamborghini. I drag that around the yard, and the last time by we throw one on the barbecue. Okay. And this is where all my ideas come from. So if anybody wants to phone me, I got cards up here. Just phone me, but at noon hour you'll get me off the couch, but I'm sure she'll wake me up for you. And I love to talk and share ideas and see it. What I want you to do is go home and prove me wrong. Because that's what I went home and tried to prove the guy wrong. He didn't know what he was talking about. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. So go home and prove me wrong and let me know how you make out. Because what I do will not work here. You've got to adapt it to take the principles I'm using and adapt it to your climate and your everything, and you've got to, what I'm doing with this real high stock density now, I couldn't have done it when I first started. It's a journey. It's not, you can't just start right from the get-go.
How would you fence if you had 40 cows?
Pardon?
How would you fence if you had 40 cows instead of 2,000? What would you do if you had 40 cows instead of 2,000?
You just make the paddock smaller, or use a tumble wheel. Talk to the guy right here. He's made a portable tumble wheel. He's going to send me a... Stand up so we see you. Yeah, he's standing up. Don't worry. But he made a portable tumble wheel set up, and you can just move a few feet at a time. Like if you've got the labor, and if the big thing is quality of life. Now, 99% of you are not going to do what I'm doing. There may be one person here might do part of what I'm doing, but the first thing is quality of life. You've got to enjoy doing it, and it's got to be work to what you want to do. Or it isn't going to work. If you don't want to do it, it is not going to work. But quality of life is the first thing. And a few years ago, when I went to Albuquerque, Barb wanted to go on a balloon ride, and the time changed then. And it was 4 o'clock, I think, in the morning. She had to get up, and we figured we'd move the clock the wrong way. So I woke up at 2:14 in the morning and worrying about her getting on this plane or balloon. I went downstairs and we moved the clock the right way, and I was so excited about all the people I met there. And it got me thinking, from the first holistic course I took that I didn't want to go to, if I hadn't taken it, that wouldn't be where I am. And right now, I'm working on, back then in 2007, I figured I was a millionaire in people dollars, the quality of people I've met because of this. And I'm working on my second million right now and getting close to the 3. It's just been terrific. Like, the people I meet are so wonderful. So thank you. Yeah.
How many people do you have working for you, and do you have a blacksmith or a metalsmith of some sort to do all these things you think of?
Do you see the welding? That's me. And if I'm not there, Barb's losing. Cowboy logic. Never have any more cows than your wife can look after. Like, it's so easy now. Like, I can look after a few thousand head as I could 100 head. Like, it's just so easy. They move themselves. And you start using this bud. The first thing is, use the bud, take a course in Bud Williams how to handle cattle, because if you're going to run it like a rodeo, you won't be doing this very long. No, there's just me and the wife.
All of this construction and all of that, did you do that yourself?
Well, what else would I do with my time? I've got so much time, it's either that or it's Dr. Phil and Oprah. I've got nothing else to do. Like I said before, I had 10 or 15 kids if I didn't do some of this stuff. or else I'd look awful black and blue on one side of the head. No, I enjoy doing this. I've got an idea I come down here yesterday and I went through the stuff back here. I got an idea for a lifter of this stuff here. I got it all figured out. I've got a couple things to the end, and I've got a real light that those lifters there are too heavy to lift. But I got an idea for one that will fold up out of the stuff I saw here. I like going through garbage piles. There's all kinds of things you can find there to make things up. Any other questions?
What is your grazing? How long do you have those cattle?
110 to 120 days. Okay, he's wondering how long I had the cattle there. The yearlings are there for 110, 120 days.
What weight do you buy them at?
I don't buy them. I don't need that learning experience yet. I know I could make some big bucks on them some years, but I also could lose. So I'm just happy knowing where I'm at, and I just don't want to take that learning experience yet. If I could do it on the right year, I could make a lot of money by owning them myself. But I'm getting too old to try and figure that out. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and I love doing this. So I don't want to get too tight down in the wintertime. Yes?
Do you have custom grazing now?
Oh, just a minute, okay.
Do you have cattle on your place all year round?
I've got a few cows. I have 40 to 60 cows, depending on years. But I made the mistake. I buy my feed from the neighbor, and I made the mistake of bringing him down and showing him where I'm doing with his bales on my place. He will still sell me the bales, but he says it would sure be a lot easier to just walk those cows up the road to my place and put them in with mine. So it's working really good. We walked them up there. He goes away for Christmas. We went away to see our daughter in Europe for a few weeks. We get home. He takes off to Africa for a holiday. So it's working good. We put the two herds together in the winter, and it's working dandy. One question over here.
I just said, you just custom grazing on these?
I custom grazed the yearlings on the 1,170 acres, and I got another section of straight bush. Now I've got permission to start making smaller paddocks on it, that I can start handling more cattle. But it's 5 miles from home, so I'll be running 2 operations here. Any other questions? Well, if not, yeah.
Do you let them back graze in the previous day's paddocks? They every day going to completely new?
The way I'm doing it now, I'm moving so much, I don't put a back fence up because they're moved every day. I go across, say this is a 10-acre paddock. I'll move 8 or 10 times a day across the field, and then at night they have the whole paddock, and then the next morning they may have 1 acre on this to go on real early in the morning, and then I'll move them on to another 10 acres, whatever, depending on how much grass there is on the paddock.
So there is back fence the next day?
Yeah, they can't get onto what they were on the day before. And what I'm finding now is the grass used to be up this tall and headed out at 60 days, and I go 80 to 123 days, and it's up to my knees, and I'm carrying more cattle on it, but it's thicker plant density, and it's staying vegetative long. And another thing, with being healthy grass, the legumes are not freezing off like they used to. They used to freeze off the same time the neighbors do. The neighbors will be wilted over, and Gene Govan and I are both noticing that the healthier the land, the healthier the plants are. They can handle frost, stress, and all that a lot better. And we don't have we used to have some kind of bug in them. I haven't seen that in, neighbors have it in their hay fields, but I'm not having it anymore.
Are you hitting those paddocks more than once a year, or just?
1 year I will, the next year I won't. I keep rotating around different paddocks every year,